Even on my busiest days, I'm still able to create content consistently because I have a dummy-proof system that, well, anyone could follow. And I love this quote from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He said, "Success isn't about greatness, it's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success." And this couldn't be more true with content creation. And I know this because over the past 6 years, I've been lucky to create for multi-millionaire coaches, creators, school game winners, TEDx speakers, best-selling authors, and they all follow a very similar system that I'm about to walk you through in this exact video to help you outbeat your procrastination, to help you simplify and clarify your process so you never have to worry about being consistent with your content creation even on your busiest days. So stick around because I'm going to walk you through how you can save over 5 hours of work and do it all in 1 hour a week. Let's dive in. The first step and secret to staying consistent with your content creation is to keep things simple. You have no idea how many times I see people overcomplicate their process and creating complexity. And complexity is the enemy of simplicity. When you have complexity, you have procrastination. And with procrastination, well, you're not going to be consistent. So try to keep things as simple as possible for you so it's effortless for you to create content. Here is how I keep things simple. Number one, I reduce or eliminate my editing. You see here, this is a PowerPoint. This is a slide deck that I created before I pressed record so that I don't have to edit this video, or if anything, I just have to trim and really light editing. So keeping things simple for myself allows me to, create in less time. The next thing is templates, right? This is a template I've used over and over again. I just had to change the text and it's done. So by having templates, it just makes things so much easier. The next part is format. If I'm trying to create one week a vlog and another week a podcast and then a how-to piece of content and then a TikTok dance, when you have multiple formats, it makes your process super complex and hard to do. So another way to keep things simple is to have either one or two similar formats that you love to create. So I love to create kind of podcast style head teaching content like this, right? Either it's an interview or it's a tutorial like this, but it's very lightly edited, very conversational. You see, it's PowerPoint. I'm not like reading off of a script. I'm talking to you like I would, if you're in this room. The last point to keeping things simple is to store all of your ideas in one place. The last thing you want to do on the day that you're supposed to create content is figure out, what should I create? What should I talk about? That is not a good use of your time. So I have a note in my phone with the Notes app that has a running tab of just ideas on ideas on ideas. I don't know if you can see this. There's over 300 different notes in there of ideas, right? And I can just scroll through and find an idea. And oftentimes the one that are most on top of my mind are at the top, right? So they're very easy for me to pull the ideas from and then start creating. The second step and secret to consistent content creation is to be specific. Procrastination oftentimes comes from a lack of clarity. When we are not clear on who we're speaking to, the problems that we're solving, and the promise that we are delivering, or the transformation that we provide, it creates friction. And that friction makes things harder for us to stay consistent. So how can we make things frictionless, make things effortless and easy? You have to be specific and know who the heck you're talking to. I know I'm speaking to entrepreneurs, I'm speaking to coaches, I'm speaking to subject matter experts, people who have deep understanding and knowledge on what they're selling. And thus, this video will help and serve them better and makes things easier for me to create. So here is how you can get more clear on what content to create. Number one, you have to know who the heck you're talking to. Don't say you're targeting all entrepreneurs. That's not going to work, right? I'm not talking to brick and mortar businesses. This model wouldn't work for brick and mortar businesses. Maybe some, but I'm not an expert in that field anyway. So this is focused on online entrepreneurs who are subject matter experts. They're coaches, they're creators, they're consultants. Maybe they are a service provider of a professional service, so like accountants or realtors, lawyers. They have expertise, and it's part of what they sell. Then you want to focus on 3 or 5 problems that you solve. So a big problem that my market has is consistency. Thus, this video is very clear and specific to who and what they're facing. And the last thing is to communicate clearly of the transformation you provide, the promise you provide, the process and how you do it. And so if you want even a deeper dive into this and you want to see my bulletproof 5P content system for magnetic content, then click on the link below because I'll walk you through how you can get crystal clear, like really dial in your messaging so it's unique, so it stands out, so it attracts your ideal audience, and it comes from 5 Ps. So if you want that, click on the link in the description. The third step and secret to staying consistent with your content is to actually have a system. Systems will help when willpower is just not enough, and systems will also let you create on the busiest days when you're doing everything and you feel like you have no time. Having a clear and concise system, trust me, you will never have to worry about consistency ever again. Every single expert I know or millionaire that I've interviewed follows some type of system. Doctors follow different protocols, and pilots use checklists, and chefs use recipes. So the best in the business follow a stupidly simple system to make sure that when they are creating content, it's perfect every single time. So let me walk you through my content creation system and how you can use it to stay consistent with your content. Step number 1 in the content creation system is to organize your ideas. I shared with you, I have a notes folder full of ideas. And so anytime I get an idea in the shower, in the middle of the night, while I'm driving, I'll tell Siri, say, hey, put this in this folder, document this idea, title it this way. If you do not write it down, you will forget it. You have no idea how many ideas I thought I would remember and didn't, okay? Our brain is not wired to store ideas. And so by actually writing it down, you will not only remember it 10 times more, but then you can also keep track of like the different ideas and how they're forming, and you'll see patterns. It's crazy. Step number 2 is schedule. Not only scheduling your time to create the content, but scheduling when the content will go out. If you think about your day is bundled with tasks. What I like to do, and this is what I've learned from working with these multi-millionaires, is they actually batch their tasks based on their energy. If these people are energetic in the morning, they're going to create content in the morning. Not every day. Some of them do every day. Some of them do it once or twice a week. You have to figure that out, what's best for you and based on your schedule. But plan out your week and plan out your days based on the energy and batch them. Instead of trying to create content every single day, maybe you create content in one day and you batch it all together. So you're batching similar tasks. So I'm creating multiple videos in this right now. This is like my second video I'm creating. And the reason is because I'm in flow. I'm feeling energetic, just came back from the gym. It's late morning, early afternoon, and I'm feeling ready to film. And yesterday I spent a lot of the day writing and planning, and it was still part of the creation process, but I scheduled it in my time. So schedule in your time when you're going to create, when you're going to shoot, and when you're going to post the content. If you don't have a posting schedule, then how are you going to know when to film it, when to create it? I know that this video needs to go out before Thursday, and so I need to create and shoot and edit all this content before then so I can get it out by Thursday. So if you do not plan your life will be planned for you. Your business is built either by design or by default. Make sure you are doing it by design. Now, step number 3 is called the pack system. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes, actually how to create the content. So let's define what pack means. Pack stands for packaging, aligning, and creating. Packaging is one of the most important steps when it comes to creating long-form content like this. Before I created this video, I have to understand, what are people clicking on? What are people wanting to watch? And that is the packaging. And there's 4 parts. There's the topic, the idea, the title, and the thumbnail. So let's break down what this packaging of this video is. The topic of this video is consistent content creation. But the idea and the way that I help people be consistent and what makes this unique and stand out is I talk about doing it on the busiest days. I talk about a simple 3-step process that anyone can follow to be consistent. And so this is different from all the other videos out there because based on that specific idea. And then the title reflects the topic and idea, secrets to consistent content creation. And same thing in the thumbnail. It's getting you invested in the idea and the topic and the format so you understand what it is is that you are actually opening. So if you think of a present on a shelf, what makes this stand out? Well, those 4 things help your video stand out and really contribute to its success. Step number 2 in the PAC framework for creating content is aligning. Getting crystal clear on the messaging, the lessons, and the takeaway of your video. I shared before that step number 2 in being consistent is being specific. So you have to be specific in your messaging. I can't start talking about wrestling or the shows I watched, or I can't be all over the map. I have to be very, very specific and clear in aligning my message to the title and thumbnail. And so everything I'm mentioning has to do with being consistent with content creation. So how I develop my PowerPoint or a script, don't really love scripts, but if you want to write a script, how everything is aligned with the title and the thumbnail, aka the packaging. And the third and final step in our PAC framework is the creation, how you're filming the content, how you're editing the content, how you're distributing the content, all the creation process. And I can do like a deep dive. I'm not going to do that in this video. If you want to a deep dive into how I actually create the videos, like film them, capture them, all that kind of stuff, put in the comments. I'll create a video for you, no problem. But in this video, all you want to do is simplest way is just to capture it, right? I created a simple PowerPoint. Now I'm filming myself talking through all the different slides. I can guarantee if you follow this framework and all the systems that I just talked about, you will never have an issue with creating content ever again and being consistent with your posting, with your marketing, with your content. Because we know that content creation is the most important thing in 2025. And so if you want this exact system and implement it into your business, click on the link in the description. I'll send it to you absolutely for free so that you can overcome the procrastination, overcome the overthinking, and actually start creating. So without further ado, thank you guys so much. Can't wait to check you out on the next video.